We're borrowing money just to pay the interest on our debt, and yet we feel that we should borrow more money and give it to these countries, only to piss off their foes more and more and more and make the rest of the world see, oh, okay, they'll either sanction you or give you money that they borrow. They're a paper tiger. They're broke. They're insolvent. I can't believe some of the things I see, and in particular, the actions by our leaders. And when you look at the public participation, who, has been enamored with, and rightfully so, with great performance in NVIDIA and all AI, taking the limelight away from gold. It's the tortoise, not the hare. The performance of gold has been nothing short of extraordinary, let alone, or take away the $61 drop in gold. I see it's come up a little bit here right now, but...
Introducing Andy Schectman, a voice in the realm of precious metals. In this insightful snippet, Andy dives into the dynamics of gold and silver markets, shedding light on the subtle shifts in premiums and the intriguing contrast between retail and institutional demand. With a keen eye on global trends and market indicators, Andy unravels the story behind the scenes, where ETFs, geopolitical tensions, and public sentiment converge. Join us as we explore the nuanced landscape of precious metals through Andy's astute observations and seasoned expertise.
There is a very fine line, brother, and if anyone knows this, it's you talking with Jim Willie, who's been right a lot between conspiracy and reality. I mean, yeah, I get it. You don't want to cite things as fact. I get it. But what's interesting, if you read the Cloward-Piven strategy and then think about it for a moment and look at it in terms of what's happened to this country in the last 2 years, I will ask anyone to come back and read that and come back next week and refute it. Say that, well, yeah, but you read it and you tell me, holy crap, that's exactly what they're doing. Now, is it conspiratorial? Maybe. Is it backed by any hard evidence? No. Was it specifically taught to Obama and to, all of the other people in high levels of government that I mentioned that went to Columbia? Don't know. But I can tell you that it was originally taught by these two professors at Columbia. And it's just ironic that their entire theory seems to be happening and unfolding right out in front of us right now. And they don't even care, just to see to see all of the, Senate cheering for the 60 more billion that they've given to the Ukraine. It's just absolutely insane as this country is falling apart, and we're borrowing that money to give it to them. I mean, it's like from the too stupid to be stupid category. We're broke. We're borrowing money just to pay the interest on our debt, and yet we feel that we should borrow more money and give it to these countries, only to piss off their foes more and more and more and make the rest of the world see, oh, okay, they'll either sanction you or give you money that they borrow. They're a paper tiger. They're broke. They're insolvent, and they're hypocritical. And I just, the more you see this stuff, the more you scratch your head. I can't believe some of the things I see, and in particular, the actions by our leaders and the joy of giving away our money and indebting our children and grandchildren forever is just beyond me. So, maybe they'll pull out that treasury clause that or the Federal Reserve clause that allows them to remonetize the price of gold, and this will all go away. Until then, we are a country that's literally lost its mind from within by allowing this stuff to happen. And instead of fixing our infrastructure and getting our borders in order, we give it to a war. We've given $200 billion to these people, and there's no congressional oversight. We don't even know where it's gone, who's spending it. And now they're, giving missiles and all this kind of stuff. It's insanity to me. So I think it's worth mentioning, when people look at this and say, how can this be happening? You have to ask yourself, conspiracy or reality? Is it too stupid to be stupid? Could it be intended? Is this what they're trying to do? If not, we need a change in Washington very, very, very badly and very quickly. Yeah, it's interesting. The only change in premiums we've seen are really in the American gold and the American silver eagle. There's still great demand for them. And, nothing else really has spiked yet, but I would argue that's a precursor, the gold and silver eagle. The premiums are still very low. You got guys all over the place like Ted Butler screaming about the shortages in industrial bars around the world, and the deliveries off of all of the exchanges and all the things that we're seeing that point to a shortage. It is not happening in the retail market yet. With the sell-offs in the ETFs. I said that to Bill Holter, by the way, our mutual friend. I said, Bill, you look at the ETFs and the drawdowns out of them while the price has been going up is crazy. He says, but how much of that was share redemption, where big money is redeeming their shares in an opaque fashion rather than delivery off of COMEX? And he's got a point. Maybe it is. Whatever it is, it sure looks like, when you look at the ETFs and when you look at the public participation, who has been enamored with, and rightfully so, with great performance in NVIDIA and all AI and Bitcoin and all of these things that have really taken the limelight away from gold. It's the tortoise, not the hare. The performance of gold has been nothing short of extraordinary, let alone or take away the $61 drop in gold. I see it's come up a little bit here right now, but it's up considerably, several $100s in a very short period of time. And silver and its percentage gain finally over the last week or two has start to show just how strong that volatility can be on the upside too. So it's real, but the public isn't noticing it yet. And you compare it with what's happening in China. Their ETF numbers are off the chart. They've triggered stops in their ETF market because the demand is so high that it forces breakers to shut down. And the demand in many parts of the world is insatiable. Here in the United States, they're missing it. And I look at it as a huge contrarian indicator. If prices keep rising in the face of positive real returns and a strong dollar and a public that's really not involved, arguably at one of the lowest levels I can ever imagine in a market that's showing this kind of strength, what does it mean? Does it portray for much higher prices? I guess we will see. But the fundamentals that we're talking about, debt and all the geopolitical stuff and all the stuff that's going on here leading up to arguably the biggest election of our lives and the big meeting in October, the BRICS. I mean, you would think that it would demand far greater attention. But, the fact that it's not, to me, I almost find comforting in a strange sort of way. I guess we'll have to see. Only time will tell. But yeah, premiums are only on the silver and gold eagles have come up. Everything else, status quo, still very, very cheap in my mind.
Thank you for tuning in to this insightful discussion with Andy Schectman on the nuances of the precious metals market. We hope you've gained valuable insights into the evolving dynamics of gold and silver. If you found this content informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking discussions and expert insights. Stay updated with Andy's latest analyses and recommendations by hitting the notification bell. Until next time, happy investing, and may your ventures in the world of precious metals be prosperous. See you in the next video.